Hello, welcome. Thank you for the heart, me.
It's not 10 o'clock.
No, but I kind of needed to do a live to address something before 10. So, we will be having Payton come in because Payton has some things that she wants to get off her chest.
Am I in trouble?
Yes, big trouble. No,
Before?
you're not in trouble. Nobody's in trouble. It's just, something she wants that I suggested she address. So here I am.
I told.
You're told.
I'm cold.
Why are you told?
I had the AC on. I had to turn it off.
Oh.
I was getting cold.
Yeah, I'll be putting mine in here soon.
I had to hide my feet under my pillows. I'm like, my feet are cold.
So I need to make sure that I have Bam here, Nina here.
Hi.
Hi, Nina. Crystal.
Crystal's here.
I'm here.
Hi, Bam Bam.
And I just gotta wait for Ravens.
I've had a change of heart.
Is everything okay?
Oh yeah, it's just, Payton has been, voicing some concerns with me, and I told her that rather than to hold it in, that it's better to address it as a group. So
Okay. Yeah.
I'd rather just deal with stuff head on, get it out of the way, and move on.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Especially, she wants to feel comfortable coming into our lives again.
Right.
We got to make sure that's.
What's the matter with Payton?
Okay, so I have a question.
What's that? Hold on, Bam.
People, should we drop down and just let her address one person at a time? So she'd
I don't think she wants to do it that way. I think she wants to just do it kind of as a whole and not single people out. So, I think you're all good where you're at. Hey, Payton.
Yeah. Hey, Payton. There you go, dear.
She doesn't want to single people out or anything. So.
Yeah.
Just wants to address the whole thing, which I'm making her do.
Yeah, this was not my idea, y'all.
I'll let you say what you got to say.
Already told them
Yeah,
that.
I was gonna ask
that.
Okay, I was gonna ask if everybody unmute, and then we can have a discussion about it after what is said. And it's not. I would like to preface this by this is not just like me saying stuff. This is as a group.
Yes.
That have been that I feel just kind of need to be addressed, and Faith has very assertively told me that I'm the one who has to address it.
No, that is. I said address it, and I will be with you, Nikki.
Yeah. I said that I was won't eat my dinner,
and I said that you're not going to keep holding it in.
Okay. Do you want to bring Katie up or not?
Deal with it. Yeah, we can bring Katie up. Well, somebody already did.
Okay. Okay, yeah, can you guys hear me, or am I cutting out?
Thank you.
You're good now.
You're welcome. Okay, I'm gonna ask everybody to mute up, and I will say my spiel, and then we will have a grown-up conversation about it, and then we will move on about our lives with a little more understanding. So just a couple things as a whole group.
Payton, hold that
Girl,
thought. Hold that
hold that
thought. I
thought.
just want to say that when this gets addressed, guys, we're all friends here. We're all, you're all part of my true crime family. So everyone, please be respectful of each other, no matter what you think or feel. Say it respectfully is all I ask. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm gonna address the big thing first off, because it is the big thing, and it is the drama that has been ongoing for the past 2 months now, since the beginning of April. The back and forth with other groups, the people coming into our lives, and how to address that. A lot of you guys are mods, so that's another reason why I wanted to address this with everybody. When we go out and we're in other lives and we are representing this group of people right here, we have to remember that one thing that we might do or say can come back on everybody in this group. That the way we behave is now a representation of all of us. And I'm not saying that we can't all have our own individual thoughts, our own individual feelings, our own individual personalities. But if, say, you know that somebody has problems with people in this group, and you are going back to their lives, and you're watching their lives, and you're seeing what they're saying about so-and-so, and you're going back to so-and-so and saying, oh, so-and-so was talking about you, so-and-so was doing this, so-and-so was doing... That keeps the drama stirred up. If y'all get what I'm saying. It keeps people being upset, because there's two different types of people in this group. There's those of us who kind of sit in the background and we're a little more non-vocal, a little more lenient towards things, a little more I want to stay out of it. And then there's some of us who are very, very assertive in this group. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. And if it gets brought to our lives, I think it needs to be addressed. Now we do, okay, so if we're in a live and say it's Crystal's live, we need to ask Crystal how to address it. We need to ask Faith how to address it. And I made this mistake the other day. We need to figure out how that person wants to handle that situation, and then have each other's backs on it. Because I feel like sometimes they do come into these lives, and we all know the people who come into the lives and they stir up drama. We all know who it is. We need to have a united front. You know what I'm saying? We need to be on the same page about what's going on. And I know that a lot of the drama, for me, and I don't know if this is for anybody else, has been a big, turn off. I don't want to be here anymore, because I don't want to hear the nonsense and the drama every single night. It gets exhausting. Last night, when my daughter had her seizure, she stopped breathing for 2 minutes, y'all. And I was sitting in the hospital kind of checking in on the live. And I just kept thinking, man, I really wish this is what I could complain about right now. Sometimes the things that people are going through and stirring up the pot, that can be very exhausting when we have other things going on at home, when we have, bigger real life issues. Yeah, Scorpion, we're not talking about that. It can be exhausting for people. So, I've backed up off the lives because I don't want to be in the middle of a drama all the time. Address it with the people that are involved on the private. Somebody's talking about Faith. We don't all need to know about it unless Faith wants to come and tell us that somebody's talking about them. If somebody's talking about me, don't tell me. What I don't know isn't going to hurt me. Okay, I don't care who's talking about me. And we just all have like our different opinions on that. If we need to address it as a group, we can address it about the group as a group. But it's like we don't need to constantly be bringing it up in every single live. Another thing that we don't need to be bringing up and addressing in every single live, every single night is Gypsy Rose Blanchard. I know that a lot of us are from that like group and that's something we want to talk about and there's a time to talk about it. But sometimes we just all like want to chill out, we want to listen to music, we want to hang out, we might want to talk about, like, look, I don't even know what kind of TV shows that a lot of you guys like, or books if you even read, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many other things that we can talk about and enjoy without having to bring her into it. And we really don't, and I know that Nina addressed this the other night, when we do talk about her, we don't have to do it disrespectfully as possible. Now, sometimes we're going to be frustrated, we're going to say something rude, but calling her the B word, like saying things like, talking about her child, that's a big one. I don't talk about people's children. I will never talk about nobody's child except for my own in any capacity because I'm not cool with that. This is a minor that we don't know anything about. Now, we could speculate and stuff like that. That's fine. But straight out calling a child out of their name, I'm not cool with that. And I'm not going to sit here and allow anybody else to call a child up because that child can't defend themselves. There's a lot of personalities in here, and they're all different. We need to start like keeping it a little more respectful, especially of Faith, who has been starting this channel and has given us all the safe place to go to and to vent sometimes, to do our own thing, to talk about things that we like, the true crime. We've really gotten out of talking about the true crime, and there's so many more stories out there, such as the Zodiac, that we do need to be focusing our attention to, that we do need to be, there's more that as a group we could put out there and we can reach if we can get through this drama stuff and get as a united group. We could reach so many more people and do so much more for people if we go back to, our kind of mission statement. We started this, when Faith started this, it was because she wanted to get stories out that people didn't know, especially those about children who didn't have voices. And Faith has told me a lot that she wants to get back to those roots. There's a time and a place for every conversation, and we can have those conversations, but we just need to do it like as respectfully as possible at the time and place for having those conversations. We butt heads. We're all gonna butt heads. Not everybody's personality is the same. Not everybody is everybody's cup of tea. But we do need to show respect towards everybody, even if we don't like what they have to say. Respectfully, I disagree. That's a big one. Respectfully, I disagree. If you can remember that, we're all going to be golden. I know that there's some younger ones of us in here, and there's some older people. But again, we all have the same goal, right? Like, to get these stories out there, and as a group, to get these stories out there, to do something better with our lives, to help people who may not be able to help themselves. Like, that's the goal here. And to be able to hang out and be friends. Everybody is friends with everybody in here, even if we like butt heads and we don't always see eye to eye. We just need to be like a lot more respectful, especially the hosts of lives. Not just Face hosting, but when Trunks hosts, when Crystal hosts, when we host lives, then, it's that person's platform to be able to say what they need to say and be who they are. And we need to be encouraging everybody to do that. Not, like taking over lives and kind of making it our own thing. The biggest thing I'm going to reiterate is the drama has got to stop. because now we're getting this reputation out there as a group of drama starters. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's becoming a reputation, and it's not doing anybody any good because we're not going back to our goal. And I know that Crystal wants to help people. She is so inspired, especially like watching her with this whole Zodiac thing. She's been so inspired to try and help people, and she's so smart. And Faith loves to be able to get these stories out there and see what people thinks about them and be able to fix things. That's our goal, y'all, and we just need to keep that in mind. And that's all I really wanted to say, but I just wanted to say it to everybody so that we could kind of get on the same page here. Would you like to add anything, Faith, before we open the panel?
I think you pretty much covered it.
Okay.
You did a great job with that, Payton.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that. But, you know.
I told her
I
didn't have a choice.
I do think that it was something that we just kind of needed to address because, you know, like I said, again, we all have so many different values and personalities and stuff, but we all have the same goal, and we're all so very bright and passionate about what we talk about. We just kind of gotta rein some of our passion in and let some of our sense take over. The panel is now open for
Payton
thoughts,
does a
comments,
great
and questions.
job with her words. She really does look into what she's saying before she says it. She does a great job. All right.
See, I'm with Payton on this. I have been kind of on the fence if I want to stay in TikTok or if I want to leave TikTok, because the drama is getting way out of hand. I'm moving past what happened to me because I just don't care anymore. And I'm trying to do lives of my own, but nobody wants to come in, nobody wants to sit too long, and they all leave. I had one that stayed. Faith came in for a little bit and then disappeared on me, but I can understand why. I was like, you know, I wasn't mad. I was like, okay. I figured I'd catch up with you later, you know, because I knew I would. But if you've got a problem with somebody, take it straight to their DMs. That's why we have messages on here. If you've got a problem with somebody, take it to the messages. Let them know in messages, hey, you said this, this, and this, and I didn't appreciate it. I don't like what you said, and it really upset me and hurt me. You know, I'm like, I just keep thinking to myself, why don't people just do that instead of like make a TikTok live on it or a whole video on it? When I did what I did about, you know, the three that I should say that berated me on their live, it was because I was really upset because I was accused of something that I didn't do. And I get that on the daily from my girlfriend, and she has every right to because of what she's been through, and I don't blame her one bit. So the drama, I'd love to see it vanish. I'd give anything to see it vanish so we can get back to the old TikTok. You know, making dance videos and picking on each other out of fun, doing pranks or whatever, you know. Showing up randomly at each other's houses and like dressed up kind of funny, like in those blow up dinosaur outfits or something. You know, that's something that I'd like to do. Just have fun with each other and enjoy each other and have fun in lives, listen to music and talk and, you know, talk about the Zodiac, because I'm interested in that as well. All the cold cases that are going on out there, there's so many. And I'm like, you know, some of these can actually be solved, but there's like a trick to solving them. There's something somewhere that is calling out saying, hey, I'm here in these cold cases. And I really would like to see a lot of them solved, you know. And a lot of families have closure for what happened to their loved ones. And so it's like the whole Gypsy Rose thing, I'm kind of like, whatever happens to her next, it's going to happen after, you know, after her parole ends. I'm just going to sit back and watch the chaos unfold from that. I don't care. And, you know, yeah, let's just leave Aurora alone. She's had enough to deal with her mom, with who her mom is. So, you know, That little girl is going to have her hands full as she gets older. Let's let her be. Let's not talk about her. She's a cute little kid, and that little baby doesn't need anything like that.
I don't believe anybody in our panels ever spoke on her. It's always been shut down.
Yeah.
It has always been shut down. I just wanted to kind of like reiterate that.
Yeah. I just saw somebody comment on it earlier, and I'm like, no, we're not going to talk about that in here.
Right, again, because what we all do when we represent this group, like if we make videos or whatever, what we do represents, if people see, who you are, who you hang out with, no, you're not responsible for them, but that also becomes what people expect out of you.
Because they see you in these lives. This is what happens. Is they see you in these lives, and they see you hanging out with the host. That comes back to the host, like, hey, you hung out with this person, and so did this and that, and it's like then you come back to that host live, and they're like not really wanting you around because you're giving a bad rep. And I agree with you on that, Payton.
And that's where we've gotten into a lot of trouble because, some people who was never involved with certain groups are now like the talk of these certain groups because they're associated with another person who was in that group.
Exactly.
And that's all fine and dandy. And everybody has a right to stand up for themselves in a way that they want to stand up for themselves. But if we have a problem, again, before we take it to a live, we have the mod group, we have the Discord. We can get messages on Discord while we're sitting here in a live. We could be talking about it in a Discord so that it's not so public and out there. And again, if these people, and we know who they are, I don't have to name no names, if these people are in here spying and moling, and we are talking about drama, we look dysfunctional, and that's when they swoop in and attack. That's like warfare 101. Like, if they're dysfunctional, now we got them. So I think that kind of stuff needs to be addressed over on the flip side and then addressed here. So that everybody's kind of on the same page. Because, like, the other night kind of happened, and it was my fault because I wasn't on the same page as everybody else. And now it's an issue. And
the
I
other
take
night.
responsibility.
That's on the fault of the person who did it, though.
But I do take responsibility for my part in that because I didn't know what was going on either.
She chose you for that reason.
Right. And that's why we need to be a united front, not somebody's over here and somebody's over there. Everybody, we have the Discord. And I've also put to faith that when we're having our hangout time, like our music, our hangout, like just our nice chill nights, maybe for a little while it would be easier to go over to the Discord and do those panels than to be here.
I don't go on Discord panels.
Okay, well, I mean, like, where it's so
to me, Discord is nothing but drama.
Not in my
Discord. For me, it's been worse than even TikToks at some points. Just like the bullshit Key's dealing with. I've had that same issue. I won't do a Discord panel.
How did
Ben get my Discord? You know who's in my Discord.
I won't do any Discord panels.
Okay.
You can't tell when someone's recording on a Discord panel where you can on TikTok.
People, like, because I can always hear an echo. I'm always like, I record it.
You can always tell over here when you're being recorded or anything like that. Discord, you can't. I won't go on a panel.
Right, but I don't know. Maybe it might be better to, like, if we're doing our private hangout sessions, to do it, I don't know, maybe if Discord's not going to work for everybody, like on those private lives where, like, only followers or only the people you're following and followers can, like, come in. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've got to figure out something a little less public for the time being because of all the drama. Because it's not, like, for me, it's not good. it kind of had me a little messed up last night because I went to hop back in and check in with you guys and like make sure everything was okay and that like let you guys know what was going on because I had kind of dipped and I come back to a whole drama fest. And I was like, you know what? I don't have time for this right now. I don't care. I don't have time. The sky could be falling and it ain't my issue right now. But I also don't want to feel like that every single night. Like, it's not my issue. I don't want to hop up on that panel because so-and-so's there, or they're talking about so-and-so, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it needs to be a safer space than what it has been. We have to find ways to kind of cut the crap that's been going on as a united front. Not just it's Faith's responsibility because it's Faith's Live. It's me and Crystal's responsibility because we're original mob. You know what I'm saying? We have to all be on the same page. And like, if I don't know who's starting the drama, how can I stop the drama when I see it? I don't know that it's going on. That's just what I'm kind of like getting at. That we have to be able to, like, especially as mods, because what is it? Like 5 of us on this panel are mods, right? Including Bam Bam. I'm including Bam Bam in that, even though Bam Bam is not here right now. So 5 of us on this panel are mods. That's the majority of us, but it kind of seems like we're not on the same page. And then, like, again,
Okay, wait a minute.
and swoop in on that.
Okay, I've already addressed the mod thing. I don't want to be anybody's mod. And everybody knows why I don't want to. I hope I don't cause any drama for anybody, but I am the type of person that's going to expose somebody who's in a wrong.
That's
I don't sit back.
on there because I don't trust anybody, and I can never tell.
Yeah.
I had you there.
I'm old school.
I'm
You
not
call
saying
people
that
out on their bullshit.
And I'm not saying that we can't call people out on their BS. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that we need to do it in a better way. So, like, if Bam Bam hops up here, for example, Bam Bam hops up here and Bam Bam heard you know who talking crap on their live, right? And then, so Bam Bam comes over and Bam Bam's like, guess what I just heard? Guess what so-and-so was doing? Now it's chaos in the live. So if Bam Bam could message us on the Discord, on the private, like on the mod, so we can all see it on the mod group and we can all see it, now we know how to kind of address it before just jumping down somebody's throat.
But see, here's the thing. Like last night, Lindsay hopped in, hysterical. She was being attacked in another room. There is no reason that we shouldn't allow her on a panel and be there for her.
No,
Because that's what the issue was last night. That's exactly what the issue. It wasn't really an issue. She was being attacked in another room. She came over here for comfort and security.
And I get that, but a lot of times I feel like people, because we've done that so often, that people are starting to take advantage of this, like, fact that we let people come up and, like, complain, but then it turns into, and it's one thing to come up and vent that you're frustrated and work it out and talk about it with your friends and try to find a solution to it. But then when it's getting taken out of the lives and it's going to this person and that person and it's a back and forth, now we have this big blow up.
Okay, but when
It's okay, Crystal.
I'm going to say something, okay? For example,
not
Payton, what I'm trying to tell you, why I speak out. Somebody in Jen's live who was in Faith's live today came in and started attacking me, calling me racist.
Yes, ma'am.
When you have somebody attacking you, I'm going to speak back. I'm not going to sit back. I'm going to go to my friends and tell my friends on a live instead of going on Discord because I'm open about my shit. I'm
Exactly,
not a very
because
quiet
that's
person.
what
When
the
I
hell
don't like something, I say something.
That's what the hell we're supposed to be here for. Now,
Again,
like Sassy jumping in the other night, the way she jumped in, That's the uncalled for people jumping in boxes.
Well,
That-
Sassy did it every single time, too.
Right, and that's what I'm talking about. If somebody is like coming after you guys and attacking you, then yeah, we all want to know about it. We want to be able to stand up for you. And if it happens in this live, I know for a fact that we're all going to jump in and defend that person. Nobody's going to sit here and be defenseless.
But if my friends send me a message and say, hey, someone's attacking me in this live, you're damn right I'm hopping in that live and I'm going to open my mouth.
And that's fine.
And you
In
know,
that case,
to
too.
me, that's what you're saying makes us look bad, is when
No.
we go to other lives and do
No,
that.
she means people coming here from other lives all the time and bringing from what happened in that live to our live.
But
like
here's
what
the
Sassy
thing.
did. What Sassy did.
In the last month and a half, 2 months, the only person that's really jumped in our lives and done that has been Sassy.
We had the whole thing with what was that girl's name? JoJo? We had the whole thing with JoJo and that blew up. We've had the whole
Okay,
thing
and
with
that's
Wild OG,
that's
and
because
that's
there was a
blown up.
mishap and it was mentioned in a live. That is why it blew up. That was why it was handled on a live and not somewhere else.
So
Because of a
let me
mistake, like the other night
let
when
me
you jumped in and said what Sassy had told you in a message. It was a mistake. Mistakes happen.
so let me ask this. When I hear a friend of mine in distress, was I not supposed to go look for the person who caused Faith to be crying and depressed and told some ignorant things? Was I not supposed to say anything about that? I'm just curious because I mean I'm 45 years old and I don't think I did anything wrong.
I don't think that you did anything wrong in standing up for Faith. I just think that we could use a little more tact when we handle situations. Because again, we were trying to chase you down and be like, whoa, 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 let's give you the full story before you go and chase somebody down. We were trying to make sure you were okay. So Faith's very upset about what was going on. We're trying to track you down, figure out where you're at so that you don't do something, you know what I'm saying? You don't do something crazy. It's
I
for me,
didn't.
it's not a high school BS.
I point blank said in the video I was door dashing. Second, I was looking for JoJo all day to talk to her onto a live.
That's why
I said,
we
we
were trying
have
to
beef
stop
because you
you.
said something.
That's why we were trying to stop you, though, Bam, because they wanted you to go to their live, remember? And that's what we were trying to stop you, and you didn't do it. But
Yeah,
that's what we were trying to stop
that's
you
why
from
we
doing.
were trying to stop her. It wasn't the fact of her defending Faith.
Yeah.
It was the
Right,
fact
we
of
don't-
her getting attacked.
We didn't want something to
Oh
happen.
yeah, see, I didn't.
Yeah. I don't want something to happen to somebody
I saw
because
Faith.
Sorry, I just really.
But we don't ever go in a
I-
room that one of our people's not in there. If Nina's in a room and sends me a message to let me know she's in there, I go in. Because Nina's part of our crew. If she's in a room and there's any doubt in my mind that there could be people in there that could attack her over anything that we've said, I'm going to be there. Bam was in a room today, sent a message, hey, this girl's in here attacking me. Bitch, I'm there.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's, you know, it's going to
Yeah, that's
get
not-
taken
that-
to
yeah,
other
that's not
people's
what we're talking-
lives, and how we look is how we look.
That's not
That's
what
not
she's
what I'm talking
meaning.
about. Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about at all. I'm talking about when we're on our lives and like we're in here with Faith and then we have Sassy jump in or you know, we have so and so who's having issues with Sassy or Plenty or JoJo or Wild OG or whoever, and they jump in here and they jump on a live and they start talking about that, and then the live gets taken over, and now we're all roaring mad because whoever was out there wilding and talking crap, and now we're in here talking crap about them, and then they hear that we're talking crap about them, and then it just keeps going. It's like the longest game of telephone I've ever played. It just gets going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And again, Bam Bam, you said you're 45 years old. Like, when we do this back and forth, that's like high school drama. My boyfriend doesn't like me and he's held hands with another girl. It's
But
just
here's
so
the
high
thing.
school
It's
sometimes.
it's not us that is bringing the drama into our lives.
No, and that's not what I'm
It is
addressing. I'm not
others that
addressing.
is bringing it in here. We as mods, and just like I did the other day when Faith was having an issue, I'm like, dude, shut it down right there. Right there. Just cut your live. Done.
That's what I'm saying. We as mods need to be on
Okay.
the same page about cutting it out instead of letting
Hey,
it keep going.
I can say that I am on the same page, baby girl, because I just saw a video a few days ago that had my face on it. Ask Toothbrush. I sent it to her. And it was about Faith with my name with it. Did you see me bringing that drama in here?
No, I don't know.
No, it
I
was
don't know anything.
discussed
There you
in
go.
private.
Right.
I'm glad
That's what
nobody
I'm
told
saying.
Faith.
Well, it's not
What, nobody
something
told
that
Faith?
it was a discussion between me and Bam Bam.
I'm not talking about the discussion.
And
I'm talking about something that had me to do with me in it.
well, it's done. It was taken care of.
I love how things get taken care of about me.
But you know what? We listen. We love you enough that I believe I spoke with you about it in a private Discord
didn't.
call. Yes, I did.
No, you didn't, Crystal.
Yeah. About the receipts, sweetheart. Yes, we did have a private Discord call.
About receipts. I don't know. It's all right. Go ahead. What you're saying.
We did discuss it.
Oh, I know
I
what
will
you're talking
send. I will send you a message, a report number. Do you remember that conversation?
Yes.
Okay, then I did discuss it with you. Me and Bam Bam handled the issue on this end. I discussed it with you. It was done. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's, if it's between us, that's how we've been handling it.
Could I jump
Go
in real
to
quick?
I go to Toothbrush, and Toothbrush will tell Faith what's going on because Toothbrush is the only one I had the number at the time. Isn't that true, Toothbrush?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
go ahead, Archie.
Sorry, my voice is a little gone. I overdid it and ended up in the hospital, but that's why I've been MIA for a couple days. I have no idea what's going on. I'm not gonna ask for details and make you guys relive shit that brought you down, but I just want all of you to know that I'm in your corner too, and even though I've been a little absent, like, whoever's ass I gotta kick, Stolas has plating under him, so I'll bring him too, man. Like, I hate that shit. When I get on lives and even I'll just keep lives up on my For You page because I don't want certain people to see that I'm joining it because they'll start a bunch of shit because they know who my groupies are. But I kind of listen in a little bit, and then sometimes I'm like, I'm just gonna scroll on by because it gets to the point of level of toxicity of not being able to let something go. And I get what you mean, Crazy Rain. I totally get it because we want to stand up for our girls. We've created a community here. It doesn't matter which one of you ladies is starting the live, I'm in there. But I understand what you're saying because we don't want this negativity brought through all of our lives, but we do want to stand up for our girls, the community we've created. I just have to ask a question. Sure. Well, if it's for me or whoever, I'll stop talking. Is Archie a mod? Am I a mod? I have no idea, but I'll be a mod. I'll look out for this crap.
Well, I don't know in the chat.
I can't remember if you are or not.
Everybody put a heart in the chat that's on panel, and we'll know who's a mod and who's not.
Okay. Okay. Archie, just second, sweetie, please. Just 1 second. I'm getting a little frustrated because the people who are on the panel that are mods, if you are, that's cool. But I haven't had a chance to speak yet. And so she was trying to address the mods. So if you are a mod, that's incredible. But I've been here and I've been waiting my turn and there's so many things happening, and there's things that I have to address, and there's things that, Katie has to address, and Zodiac has to address, and Bam Bam has to address, and there's like we haven't even gotten out what we needed to. So if you are a mod, that's cool. Please stay. If you're not, I'm sorry, sweetie. Respectfully, you may have to jump down because this is.
Archie should have been one though. She is now. So
Okay.
Yeah, Archie
keep
has
an
been
eye.
involved in a lot of
Archie should have
stuff.
been one already.
Yeah, I'll keep
Okay,
an eye
I
out.
believe To Be Me is a mod.
I'm
To
sorry.
be
I,
me is a mod, yes.
I'm gonna
Okay,
ask
so
everybody to
Katie, would
pause
you
but
hop
Nina.
down? Katie, would you hop down and let To Be Me in the bottom box if she wants to hop
Yeah,
up?
because everyone else up here is
yeah,
mod.
sure, no problem.
No, we're not playing with water.
Sorry, you guys. I just got upset because I've been patiently waiting my turn.
No,
And
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up, Nina. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
everybody,
Nina.
I want you to pause and let Nina speak now, please.
Yes.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm just thinking like I even had to tell Trunks. I'm like, and I'm sorry if I had upset her, but I'm like, please let other people talk. Cause like what I was trying to say was, let Krista go first, then Trunks, and then we'll go down the line, so it's in order. People aren't talking over top of each other. People don't have to fight for a spot. People don't feel ganged up on.
I love my mods.
Okay.
You're amazing. I just had to say that. Okay, that's it.
Thank you. Sorry. Okay, I have to cool it for a second. I got a little heated. I apologize.
No, you're fine, honey.
So,
You got that pregnancy emotion thing going on. You're good.
oh my frack, it's so
Love
bad.
you, Nina.
I know how it is toward the end, honey. Trust me.
I love you guys.
We love you.
Okay.
You know, Nina, I got to tell you something before we get back to that because I think this is something that you need to know right now.
Okay.
That I'm not going to say name because this is a good thing, but every person that I talk to that's even come into my live once knows who Nina is and thinks that she's the sweetest.
Aw.
I have heard that from, I kid you not, 7 people today.
Oh my gosh.
Yes,
I
I've
wanted
seen
you to
quite
know
a few.
Aw. Well, whoever you are, thank you, you guys. And here I am all uppity and owl, and like, she's so sweet. And I'm like, and here's another thing.
Yeah, but we understand. We definitely understand.
All right. Well, thank you. I do appreciate that. I'm just thinking.
Okay.
So when you're saying, okay, so you say that when we're in other people's lives and other people are attacking somebody, we can say, no, that's not true. No, don't say that. Please be respectful. Whatever. So you're saying that's fine.
Yes.
Okay. So what are you saying that's happening in our lives that you don't want to happen?
She's talking about people taking problems from one life to another, I believe.
It's several things that I would like to spell out, since I guess I wasn't very clear. It's lots of things, that are like just not like etiquetely happening. Again, the major thing is taking the drama from. Can you go watch TV, baby, and I'll finish?
Can I have something to drink?
Yeah, get your Gatorade.
Oh.
Or soda?
Yeah, you can have a soda tonight. Sorry.
That was cute. Or a soda?
It's like, okay, so for one, it's taking the drama from one life to another, like just again, like, okay, so like what you guys were just talking about, and then Faith was like, oh, I didn't know that, but Faith did know it, but it was addressed on the outside before it was ever brought in here. You know what I'm saying? Because again, some of us wants to know when people are talking crap about us, and some of us don't want to know. Let her out, please. I don't want to know. I personally don't want to know. It's going to upset me. It's going to make me sad. It's going to make me spiral, and I just don't need that kind of negativity. So I don't want to know what people are saying about me.
Okay.
Another thing. Go ahead, Nina.
I totally understand where you're coming from, and I do agree with the majority of what you're saying. I'm just trying to pick it apart and like truly
Give me one.
figure out what you're saying.
Yeah. Another thing that we have a couple issues with, which are people in the panel. I don't think I ever got to this point. And Faith, please back me up because you're the one who brought this stuff to my attention. Yes, I'm throwing you under the bus on this one. It's the interrupting the host. Y'all, that's not cool in any live. Interrupting a host, or taking over a live. Like, if Faith wants to talk about, I don't know, conspiracy theories, and we're all in here, then we're all in here to support Faith and her conspiracy theories, or what have you, not to kind of like make it our own thing. If we want to make it what we want to do, for one, we can have our own live about that, or two, we just need to talk to the host about that. Interrupting and cutting people off is such a big one. And we just saw that happening with Nina. Frustrated. The interrupting, the cutting people off, or the not acknowledging what somebody says. Especially, and I don't know, Nina, you could correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like because I am on the younger side and I do have less of a maturity about me, that sometimes I get taken less seriously in the panels than other people do.
Okay.
Kind of treat it like a child, more of a child than like on the same page as other people because I am young. That's been an issue for me. And then just like the aggressiveness sometimes, y'all. We don't gotta be aggressive. We ain't gotta yell. We ain't gotta scream. We ain't gotta be aggressive. I can tell you 15 biblical ways. I know it's just you, but it's not just you who does it. I can tell you 15 biblical ways to go F yourself, okay? We just gotta kind of rein a little bit more of this, I don't know, kind of like rudeness in. And I don't think anybody does it on purpose, but I do think we do it sometimes, and it irks people.
Miss Payton, I am not waiting till the end of your speech to say this. So I'm going to say it now. I have been supporting you through this entire thing, like I told you, by the way. So you don't have to tell me to back you up. I got your back.
Okay, so I do agree. I agree with letting people have their turn to say what they need to say. I agree with not overstepping the host. I agree with not overtaking the host's live. I agree with not being aggressive. I agree with not, like bringing drama from someone's life into our lives. I totally understand. But okay, so with what happened? Okay, I have to backtrack. I'm really sorry. Honestly, from the deepest part of my heart, I'm so sorry that your baby had a seizure and you felt like you couldn't talk to us. That breaks my heart. That really, I'm genuinely upset. I'm so sorry that you felt like this wasn't a safe place to talk about it because we were with another person with her issues, and I'm sorry that it has got out of hand. I'm sorry that the drama is getting really, like, just stupidly out of hand. Just god awful wild. Like, things are happening that should not be happening. People are saying things that should not be said. And I really do feel like we all have to dial it back. And it's not that I feel like anyone has done anything wrong, but I do agree with what you're saying.
All the things that she said have been an issue, but I want to make it clear that what she said about taking over the live or interrupting is not just the host. People, and we know some people who do this a lot, do cut people off or not let people speak or monopolize, and that is something that needs to be addressed.
Yeah, it's actually extremely aggravating, right? Like, can't count how many times that I'm trying to say something and other people are constantly over talking me and talking the majority of the live, and I get so frustrated because I want to have a conversation with everybody. And you know what? She's right. I want to know what books you read. I want to know what you're interested in. I want to know what your favorite dessert is. I want to know where you live. I want to know the movies that you like. I want to know you as people.
Yes.
I do agree with that. And I can't do that. Like, and don't take this offense, Archie. It's just an example, or Pug Lady, or Bam Bam, or whoever. If you are just constantly talking and talking and talking and talking, and other people are on the panel, and no one has a chance, and you're constantly just cutting people off, it is so aggravating. And that's why I snapped today, because like 9 times out of 11, or 9 times out of 10, I don't get to be with you guys. I don't get to talk to you guys. I don't get to chill with you guys. I don't get to say even a quarter of the things that I would like to say, because so many people are just over talking and overtaking the live.
Absolutely.
And
Have I ever talk over any of you?
Well, we all do it sometimes, you know. Not, and it's most of it. The time it's because we have the lag. But
yeah, and you know what? It's different. Like there's a lag when talking, and I think you're done talking, and I'll speak with you, and I'm like, oh shit, sorry.
Yeah.
You know. So like I know if I feel that way, other people in this panel feel that way too.
Right. So I think we've all done that accidentally.
I thought I mute myself a lot.
You do mute yourself a lot.
I didn't know.
You do mute yourself a lot.
You do mute yourself a lot, Bam.
Okay, and then
I'm the deaf one out of the group.
And then so another thing I wanted to say, Payton, was I'm sorry that you feel that you don't have respect from us because we're older. And I can honestly say that I don't think that's what it is. I think that there are just so many people on this panel who have difference of opinion, difference of characters. And I know that there's not one thing that you say that we go, oh, well, you know what, to hell with what she says because she's just a kid, I don't give a shit. I don't think Crystal thinks that. I don't think Faith thinks that. I don't think Bam thinks that. I think that, like, we do get overseen a lot, but I think it's because other people are just over talking other people.
Some people are a little more passive aggressively taking over. Guess you can say.
Right, and I don't want anybody to feel like this was like an attack on anybody in specific or anything like that. This was just like literally me and then Faith. We had gotten on a phone call and we were kind of discussing things, and I've been here with Faith since the very beginning. And so it was just like, I was like, well, I said, do you want me to address some things that, you know, I said, maybe we should just have a conversation about it. And because if we are feeling like this, then maybe somebody else is. And I get it, we all have differences of opinion. There's louder voices in some. I know me and Nina, and I never thought I'd say this about anything, we tend to be kind of quieter than other people. But all of us have like equal voices. One of my favorite things that I ever did was the night when Jay Crime came in, the first time Jay Crime came in, and we were having the discussion about the Zodiac. That was the coolest thing that has ever happened to me in my life, y'all. And I got to share it with all of you. That was so amazing.
That was awesome.
I like nights like that. The night we did Natalia, that was so wonderful. Like, that was such a cool night. I wasn't at Dee Dee's party. I had some other stuff going on. I know I said I would show up to that. But I'm sure that would have been a really cool night if somebody else decided not to be a butt too.
Yeah, it got ruined. It was sad.
I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry.
But you know what, guys? We all did it from our hearts, and that's all that matters. And Dee Dee knows that. You knew what we did for her.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Dee Dee knew what we did for her. That's all I was gonna say.
Yeah. I do want to say that, like, if I know that I kind of got a little out of pocket the other day on the lives where you had gotten blindsided, and I didn't realize that you had gotten blindsided about what was happening with the messages in that other person that had joined the live. And I was very confused, and the confusion quickly hit anger. And for that, I apologize. If you felt like I disrespected you, underappreciated you, made you feel lesser than, I am genuinely sorry.
The situation about the overnight, what was so confusing, and Archie here can back me up about what had happened, was the night before Missy had this discussion with us about it. So we had talked kind of about what was going on, and when I hopped up, I didn't realize, like, it was like 2 and 2 equaled 5, 2 and 2 didn't equal 4. And I thought, in my defense, I thought that just saying, hey, if you're in here, and again, that statement I stand by, but maybe not in that situation. It wasn't the right way to handle it. But we do have that problem of people coming in and trying to stalk other people and see what they're doing. And
You all right?
yeah,
Stop trying to choke, girl. Second time.
yeah, second time, I had a little piece of sausage in my. Look, I can't even finish that statement. I inhaled while I was talking.
You had me scared earlier. I'm like, I can't help her.
With mommy.
Okay, I just gotta say something. If we're all gonna be honest on this panel, okay? I want to know who directly you're coming at with this, because when you guys said that we have to have a discussion, I felt like I was in a dean office. And if you say this is not high school, what do you call this, honey? Because I don't feel that I've done anything wrong. The way you come out with this.
I'm not addressing one specific person, and I don't mean any offense to it. And a lot of this is not something that was just on my end. A lot of this is something that was like brought to me by other people, and not just one, not just two. It's been like conversations that have happened amongst different people. And then I was like, you know what? Like I called Faith. I was like, maybe we should just finally kind of have a discussion about it so that we're all clear.
Yeah.
Okay, so if it's being brought to your attention, who are they saying it is? I mean, if we're going to be out and honest and we're going to have a discussion, who are they saying it is that's taking over the live?
Wait,
I
guys,
mean, let's just put it all out there.
Can you just give me 1 second? Bam, I'm really sorry if, that's the way you feel. That's not how I intended this to go. This was just supposed to be to let out some things that she did bring to me. And some things I asked her not to say because it was just my feeling in the moment.
Oh, well.
But, yeah, we'll talk about that later, Missy.
It was my feeling in the moment to make me have this conversation, so.
I kind of feel the same way Bam does.
Okay, but.
I'm sorry.
What? Okay, Bam, what do you think is happening, though? Because I want I love you guys, and I want you to feel safe. So can you tell me a little
Okay,
what
what I feel in this conversation is being directed at one person, and I'm pretty sure I'm not wrong on that department. That would be Toothbrush. And the fact that you say that you, Payton, and Nina are the quiet ones, I beg a different. I'm the one who's mostly quiet on here because I can't keep up with all of you. So I want to know who's talking and get this out in the open, because this is going to be on my head wondering why I can't feel comfortable in this chat right now.
Oh,
I'm right there with you, Bam.
I'm sorry that you guys
Because
don't.
you really made me feel very uncomfortable for you to sit there and say that you and Nina are the quiet ones. You got that wrong, baby girl, because when I used to come on here, it's you I usually hear besides Toothbrush. So I'm a little offended when you say I talk over people and stuff because that's directing it at me. That's not directing it at one person. You're saying all of us do it, and I don't like that.
I've never
So I
once
think
said
you
that it
owe
was.
me who it is.
I I have never once said that it was you, Bam, or that it was Crystal, or that it was Archie, or that it was Nina. Me and Nina tend to have more passive, um, not quieter. We're not quieter because we do talk and we do have. We're more passive than some of the more assertive people. I'm not gonna say any specific names because, again, it's something that Faith has
It
done.
out
It's
there. I
something
mean, if
that
we're
I
going to
have done.
discuss it, it needs discussed.
I
Because you
mean,
can't just sit and point blind fingers.
I'm not pointing my fingers. I
And
am
I
pointing a
want,
finger at
yes,
every single
honey,
person in the panel. Every single person, including
honey,
myself.
you are.
It's not one specific
You are
person.
because
Okay, hold on. What do you guys feel is being put directly on Crystal? Because I'm confused.
They feel like, oh, Bam and Crystal, if you know, and if I'm wrong or speaking out of pocket, please correct me.
I just want to make sure I understand.
I think that they're feeling like you guys had called this group meeting, and the majority of what you're saying is directed and like pinned at them per se, instead of
Me.
whole as
Me.
a group.
Okay. Hold on 1 second, Nina. Well, I will tell you, Crystal, that I love you to death. So there ain't nothing from me that is directed toward you. All I wanted to do was support her and saying what she needed to say. And be there for her because she has been there with me since the beginning. So I just wanted to be that person to be here for her. But I do not have anything directed at anyone.
Bam feels the same way. Bam and Crystal are upset. They feel like they're getting attacked.
no other way, baby girl. It's plain and simple. It's common sense. That's what the direction
Not
is
by
at.
me, you're not.
Okay,
Though.
I'm the one that always cuts people off. I'm the one that's always put in the big box. I'm the one that gets the attention in here. So yes, when you say that people are taking over someone's life, that's directly pinpointed at my ass.
Not for me, it ain't.
And that is why Bam and I both feel that way.
Well, I'm telling you right now that that's not the case.
Yeah.
Who are they talking about on the damn outside? Let's hear some names. If it's going to be brought up,
Crystal,
say it.
Hold up, you're getting uppity with me, and all I'm doing is trying to be here to facilitate this.
That wasn't directed towards you because you're not the one that said it was being brought to people from the outside.
That's what I was
that there's
gonna say.
that issue in this live.
That's what I was going to say to you, that I can't give you that because I don't know.
It's not meant towards you.
Okay.
If you're going to bring it up and you're going to discuss it and people feel they're pinpointed, then you need to come out with the names of who's saying the shit on the outside, of who's taking over the live,
Then
and
don't
who's
say
running
nothing
this
at all.
and who's running that. Because if you can't come up with a name, then you shouldn't be saying anything about it.
I will tell you right now,
I can't
Crystal, you're definitely not the only one who takes over lives. People have done it in your life.
She's saying people are bringing it to her attention about your lives. That is her exact
All right, well, I'm going to
words.
shut up. I'm going to shut up. Let her answer you.
So I'm
So now-
not attacking. Please let me talk, please. I am not attacking one specific person. It's a group issue. I do it. Bam does it. Nina's done it. Archie's done it. You've done it. Faith has done it. Trunks has done it. Every single person, Katie has done it. Every single person has done it. It's become such a habit amongst all of us, not one specific person. And it has been brought to my attention in outside conversations multiple times. I don't have to, and I do not owe you names, because these people brought this stuff to me in confidence, and I said, I will address it. I will take the blame. I will be the person who says something about it, and it can be on my shoulders because those people don't necessarily want to have conflict or ruin their friendships because they feel uncomfortable about something going on. So yes, I will take 100%
No,
of the blame or
you
the
do
upset
need
about
to
it.
put out names because I'm not the only one. Now Trunks feels that there needs to be names.
Yeah.
If it's going to be put out, it's going to be brought up. By God, the names should be fucking brought out too.
This is why this stuff shouldn't
Yep.
be done on TikTok.
I agree.
May I?
Then why did you guys bring it to TikTok? I mean, I'm sorry. I
It could
felt
have been
like I was being
discussed in the
attacked,
mod
and I
group.
don't like it.
It could have been discussed in the mod group. It didn't have to come to a live, but it got brought here, so let's bring out the names here.
May I say something really quick?
Holy shit. Yeah, go ahead.
I know that I'm one of the biggest ones because I'm working on this in therapy, and I wanted to apologize to each and every one of you that felt um, that I am a big contributor to that. I have an issue with when I get really excited and passionate about something, I want to get the words out so fast and be heard, and I'm working on that in therapy and within myself, and I did want to I will own up. I feel bad and I will own up. I don't care if it was Faith's live or Zodiac's live or any of your lives. I know I've done it in multiple lives, and I apologize to any of you who did not feel heard and felt interrupted by me. I am working on it. I realize it's a problem because I just like I get so excited and I want to say something, and I'm working on realizing that, yeah, shut up for a second. It doesn't mean you're not going to be heard. It just means you're going to wait a second to be heard. So I apologize to each and every one of you for my part in that.
Thank you for that. That was
I
very good.
really, really appreciate that, Archie. And again, it's not one single person because I know I do it all the time. I probably do it more than 95% of everybody else, and I don't mean to. I'm calling myself into check right now as much as I'm calling anybody
Mods
else
only
into
right now,
check.
Lindsay. Sorry.
Yeah.
This is
Like me.
it's just something that I've kind of noticed, and not just in Faith's live, even though that's where I see the majority of people. It's happened in my own lives. It's happened in your lives, Crystal. I don't really go into anybody else's lives, but I've seen it happen in BAMs too. Like it happens so
Spit
often.
out some names.
Okay,
Me,
so when I said that I felt overspoken, 9 times out of 10 it was Archie and Trunks, and so and I did say that in the chat, and I did say thank you, Archie, for saying that. I do appreciate that because that is how I feel.
Now, hang on just a second. I'm not trying to cut you off.
Yeah.
Mods only in the panel, please. I keep rejecting everybody that is requesting up.
I'm doing it too. Yeah. Just mods right now, guys.
Okay.
I do appreciate that you brought that up when I first joined the panel, Nina, because one of the biggest things I'm working on is if I don't realize it myself, and I do feel really awkward right now, but it is, in my opinion, a good thing for me personally, because if I don't notice it, because I don't always notice it, but if somebody else calls me out on it, I do feel stupid. I feel like a dumbass right now, but I do want you to know that I appreciate you calling me out because that helps me realize that this is something I've done recently, and it's the times I can catch it and other people catch it that I can work on it. So I feel awkward and I feel like a dumbass, but I appreciate it.
You are
I really do.
amazing. You're amazing, girl. Don't you ever think anything else. You are amazing. Don't feel bad at all. Don't feel anything. You are amazing.
And I'm sorry
Thank
that
you.
I made you feel awkward. I'm sorry that I made you feel weird.
No, it's okay because we all do it to each other, and I know that we don't mean to, but I think a lot of it is weird because I can hear the passion in every single one of your guys' voices, and I'm betting it's a little bit of the same thing where we all, if we agree with each other or have a varying difference of opinion, we all want to be heard, and we're like just anxious to be heard and continue the discussion, and we're just, sometimes I don't think we catch And I know I haven't caught, because I am one of the biggest ones. I will own that shit right now that I've done that. And I hope none of you feel bad when I have done that, because I want all of you to be heard. You have always given me a chance to be heard, and I've taken your guys' away sometimes.
Thank you. I really do appreciate that.
Thank you so much, Archie.
Sorry, I do want you to feel awkward. I don't want you to feel like I don't like you. I don't want you to feel like I'm frustrated with you. I don't want you to feel like there's anything wrong with you, because you really are an incredible person, and I do want to know you as a person. And I like everything you have to say is so captivating, and I do want to hear what you have to say, but I also want to hear Bam. I want to hear Crystal. I want to hear Payton. I want to hear Trunks. I want to,
Exactly. We all want to hear each other.
Yeah. So
and Bam, I love you so much, and Zodiac, and I'm sorry that you guys feel so hurt by this too, because we've had times where like I'm driving home from work and we're all just like we're barely even understanding each other because we're all so excited to share our opinions and come to this group and be with each other, that like lives like this, it is awkward to hear, but I think sometimes they do need to happen, because this really brought me into it. It's keeping me in check. Like this really brought me in check tonight. And I think, like, I don't think any offense is meant to any of you, because we have brought together this amazing group.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly think if we didn't love each other as much as we do, this would not have been brought up. I think people just would have been denied up on the panel.
Exactly.
If this was not brought up and addressed, so we can all work together to find ways to deal with it and make everybody feel heard.
You know what? I do agree, but I feel absolutely awful that Crystal, Bam, and Trunks feel like...
I do too.
Like, I hate that. I'm actually very upset.
You guys, you all mean so much to me, and I would not have chosen to do this here, except it's really the only place that we all have that's the same place to go to. So, other than going in the mod group, which really, I mean, I myself will not text over talking, because text
Can I just say something real quick?
Go ahead.
So anybody that feels like this is anyone like taking offense to, this isn't like attacking anybody. I feel like this is more like a general statement to keep us in line so we aren't acting that way.
Yes.
It was
if you aren't acting that way,
stated
because you
that
aren't.
people were bringing it to other people's attentions, that it was being done that way, specifically in this live. That's when it became an issue.
I'm not going to say any names of anybody who came to me with a problem because they
should have never been brought up. It should have never been brought up in a live.
Well,
especially when people feel like they're pinpointed and they're being singled out in that live. Those names need to come out.
And those people are more than welcome to say, if they feel comfortable enough, that it was them who said it. But I'm not going to break their trust that they had in me to come to me with that information. I will not do that to them.
I mean, guys, if somebody had come to me, being the host, and said something about this room, I wouldn't be saying, hey, so-and-so told me this. I'd be telling you it came to my attention, because you guys can let people know they can trust you.
Sorry, hang on. I really want to protect Gypsy, Bam Bam, and Trunks. Is there any way that we can make that? There's 22 people in here.
Oh my God. I know what I did wrong.
Just wait. This is degrading and embarrassing for people who feel like they are attacked. Is there any way that we can make this private?
Oh, well, I have to restart it. That's what I intended to do, guys. I'm so sorry. I said I was going to do
this was private.
No, I forgot to do that. That's
okay. Yeah, I was under the impression this whole thing was a private.
It was my fault. When she said that, I realized I'd forgotten to do it. Let me restart, guys.